Dark side posting. Now, once a day, maybe a little less, but at least once a day. Most of the time, once a day, at least once a week. 4chan gives me the gut busting laughs that I really need to make sense in this insane world. Now, there's a whole string of things where, let's just say a woman who's a teacher or something, and this woman is anywhere, I don't know, 21 to 36 or whatever this lady is today, and they're caught in the hot tub or they're caught doing something funny with a 16-year-old boy. Now, what I say to this is, where's the victim in this, right? Why is the legal system even involved? Is this just angry, like, unmarried chicks mad that whatever, some other woman is messing with their son? I don't get it. I don't think there's any crime here, much less rape. And you certainly can't rape a man because a man has to be erect to perform, right? Now, this might be a deeper video than one thinks because, remember, a rape is when someone forcefully puts something somewhere, right? And I think the legal system's getting a little sloppier than it already is. I mean, everybody knows the legal system needs to have 99% of the money taken away, right? And all the costs in the legal system need to be borne by the bad people, right? So, like, same thing with cops, right? Close that loop. Like, if you have riot mobs of Antifa and BLM, round them all up, shoot them all with tranquilizer darts, and then give them each the $65,000 each bill the next day, or whatever the total cop cost for that night is, divided by the number, the 200 people that are captured or something like that, right? That's what you need to do. Charge problem creators for the fix. The same thing with the legal system. We don't want, first of all, it's massively inflated, right? Lawyers should not be paid that much. In fact, I say get rid of private law firms. Have lawyers be like, public street sweepers. Very low paid, computerized, and get rid of most laws. No one voted in, there's no mandate, and no one voted for like 99.99% of case law. It's all BS to make the law firms and other scumbags money, right? So this is a great example of something where this woman should face no reprimand whatsoever unless the boy, not under duress, says something bad happened. But I mean, it's like, ask the boy, what are you doing in this lady's hot tub? Right? No one ever answers that. What was the boy doing, right? Because remember, for two to tango, if a male's there, a male can't be raped. A male has to be, male has to get stiff, if you will, right? We're only talking in scientific terms here, right? We want to ruffle any YouTube feathers, but you can't rape a male, right? And I understand some of you dads out there, if somebody messes with your daughter, yeah, you're going to get like Italian mafia on those guys, but that's fine. But in this situation, I don't think there's a crime here. And I think that there might be an upset mother or upset older women or something like that. But you know what? You being upset doesn't mean you have to ruin the world for the rest of us, right? And certainly the rest of us have the right to ignore you and your BS, right? And that's why the world's getting ruined, right? Like, certain people whine and complain, and then 99% of people don't want what they're doing done, and they make laws anyway. I mean, gay marriage is a perfect example. If you put gay marriage to a vote, like 90% of the people would vote like, I don't give a crap, don't do it, right? But like 10% of the people in the media and all the BS try to make it into something like discrimination. Remember, discrimination is freedom, right? If you pick strawberry over vanilla ice cream, that's because you discriminated. You decided that you felt like strawberry that day, right? To enforce discrimination in anything like employment or law or anything like that is foolish. And I would submit that it's anti-white racism. Because you're claiming there's a mythological evil white guy out there that wants to like ruin your life or has oppressed you. That's all a lie. All that oppression stuff is a lie. The United States was built as a mercantilist white ethno-state by white engineering in factories. The white engineer factory north took over the slave owners of the South, who were non-productive, just lazy bungholes, like a few rich bungholes with a bunch of slaves and like just chilling and, selling garbage like tobacco, which I think should be banned now. And marijuana too. Ban marijuana too. Ban drugs. Find these drug dealers that are doing fentanyl, you know what I mean? And deport them to Africa, to a holding zone with no walls in the middle of the desert, right? You're out of here. If you sell drugs to kids, you're out of here. You've got no more rights as a citizen. You've destroyed rights of multiple citizens, right? Especially if you're selling drugs to kids. So you're out, and end all those drug problems. Drug programs. All those drug programs are just for some stupid real estate screwball to make a bunch of money off the program. It's milking. There's a guy named Chris Batham who's doing that in LA right now with the LA, whatever it's called. LA recovery, peaceful something or other, right? Total scammer, like hyper scammer. A scammer who's got like, 25 mil from the government, that kind of stuff, right? And he has an army of lawyers trying to like nitpick anytime they try to like come in and inspect what the heck he's doing, right? Total scam, right? Mega scam. So end all that stuff, round up drug dealers and deport them to Africa, right? No questions asked. And stop that stuff at the border. And anybody that's caught like aiding and abetting that stuff, you guys are on the boat too to Africa or on the plane, right? One way. And all your assets get sold to pay for the, the cost of putting you over there and running that place. So again, all this victimless crime stuff, we need to cut out like the 99% of like the law and the legal action in this country. It's just basically wasting everybody's time and making a bunch of useless bureaucrats a bunch of money, a bunch of paper pushing and all this BS. And they have no idea the limitless damage they cause with regulations and laws, right? Like all this environmental stuff based on the BS of climate change, that doesn't exist. That's a lie. NASA was caught lying, cooking the books. All the Al Gore movie stuff, all those scientists said we never said that. It's all a lie, right? It's total lie. And what's coming with that, it's like these screwballs like Elon Musk that get $12 billion from the government tax money and then get to keep all the patents and then take the company public and then try to, where they're going with that is they're going to try to control movement inside of big cities, right? Using the government. And they're going to have like driverless buses or driverless cars, and they're all going to be electric, right? Because of this fantasy of like green, fantasy that burning oil destroys the earth. It's not true, right? It's a total lie. That being said, thorium atomic would be a much better option, and then some kind of synthetic fuel that does burn, maybe you could have it like a fuel cell where you burn oxygen and hydrogen, something like that, where the output is like water, right? That's like better, right? I admit, but like at the same time, before we worry about the U.S., you got to realize if you believe that like burning oil and stuff like this causes a problem, then you got to realize that like 80% of that is India and China, right? I don't know if Russia is a component of that, but like China is like by far the most doing that. Guess what? China's growing, right? They're almost double our wealth right now in purchasing power parity, right? They have for the same amount of work you can buy twice as big a house, or for half the work you can buy the same house in China, right? And live large. And they did that from like 1960, starting from like starvation. They had 30 to 60 million people starved to death in 1960. And like, so in the last like, what is that? 40, 50, 60 years, boom. They're almost double the U.S. And what are they? They're an export-led, monarchy, mercantilist ethno-state, right? Every successful state is, right? Remember, Germany and Norway are not successful, right? Without the defense paid for the United States, they'd be way poorer. And without the massive like money suction of the EU, Germany would be utter crap right now, right? Same thing with Norway. Remember, they sit on oil, just like the Arabs. So they get money for nothing. If they didn't have that, they'd be like Mexico or worse. Right? They'd be like Venezuela, whatever, right? Successful economies, South Korea, Hong Kong, Singapore, China, Japan, all ethno-states. Remember that, right? So all this thing of like, diversity is, remember, diversity is anti-white racism. When people in government talk about diversity, they don't want to penalize and take from whites, okay? What they mean is less whites, all right? And this anti-white racism crap needs to stop. It's too much, right? And we need to obviously stop the usury banking. What we need to do is have big, cheap, far-apart houses, thorium-safe atomic, and take the money from the bankers. Don't allow bankers to set things up so that they get 19 ducats out of 20 and give you one when you're the hardworking engineer. Then the other half of that is shut down all the useless jobs. Like shut down public schools, shut down psychology, erase all psychology books, erase all the case law surrounding that, shut down all the environmental BS artists, right? That being said, when you want clean air and water, right? If you see something going on that's like polluting, then those people go to jail, right? You're not allowed to do that, right? But that doesn't mean you create all these like regulations that you need like a $15,000 water tank under your house. And it's just basically a cottage industry scam to scam homeowners and up the prices of all these building idiots, right? You should have a house for 20 grand. That's like 5,000 square feet. Put some concrete pillars, slap a big metal square on top of it, and then hard plastic walls so you don't fall up. I remember the loads by the concrete, possibly steel reinforced concrete. Maybe even you don't even need steel reinforced concrete. And then just a hard metal like flat roof. You can even like use it as a roof deck, to go up there and have like your tea and crumpets, right? It should be like 20 grand. Slap them up. Slap them up like they slap up those warehouses where they just make metal girders into ribs, like the ribs of a big whale. Then they slapped metal slats in between, metal slats on the walls with the concrete, flat concrete sealed base. And, then plumbing and electricity, those are solved problems. Running an internet line is a solved problem. So this kind of stuff where you have to work 30 years to get a decent house in a safe area is BS. And the other thing is security, right? If you're paying taxes to have cops, and what the hell are we paying taxes for, right? The roads are already paid for. The roads were charged 20 times what they actually cost, right? It's just cheap concrete, tarmac macadam, right? And the whole thing is this whole Democrat idea of that people have to make money off of these, cottage government jobs is just so stupid. Because all those people could be off making real stuff in a more productive factory, right? You take money from landlords, take money from lawyers, and take money from bankers and put it into manufacturing and engineering. Remember, the whole internet was invented in an all-modern computer for $25 million, Xerox PARC. All right? The GUI, the icon, Ethernet, laser printing, object-oriented programming. Not that you need that, but message passing, really, programming. And, the graphical user interface, they made a computer usable. So basically, all the computer companies now, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, whatever, the government can take all their money anytime. Because all the stuff that they built that with was built with government tax money. So the government retroactively said, we have patents on all this. You guys owe us a quadrillion each. They could do it. No problem. Right? End trade. Stop importing people and stop importing stuff. Make everything here. Import technique like the Japanese did from us after the war. Second World War, that is. And, let's quit. Let's all retire at 25 or 30 and just barbecue and relax, That's what I say. And, boy, I like this dark side posting. This is awesome. Got my Roman Emperor shirt here. You guys can't quite read that stuff, can you? It's a cool double eagle, though. So what else were we talking about here? Anyway, I think this lady should be let off scot-free. I think the judges and lawyers and cops that arrested her should be deported to Africa, and all their, citizenship revoked in the United States. I think Trump won. I hope this Texas lawsuit moves ahead. I'm tired of hearing about these Democrat, scoffer weasels. Look, if this election isn't fixed to go to Trump, the United States is a joke. Because everybody voted for Trump on November 3rd. And all these printed votes, these fake votes that Dems came up with is just a lie. And it's so funny, now that they put their little lie in, they're so scoffy. They're oh man, what are you, conspiracy theorists? It's shut up, you whiny communist douche. It's Jesus, I'm so sick of stupid commies. People are dumb like rocks. And it's I don't know, I'm getting in more of a bad mood because it's I don't see the Supreme Court stepping up like they should. Remember, for the first time in 60 years, we have a Republican majority in the Supreme Court. Because Roberts is a Democrat. Remember, he voted for Obamacare. I mean, he should be disbarred just based on that, as well as the other 4 that voted for Obamacare. That's illegal. It's unconstitutional. All right, so it's things are getting sloppy here, and China's almost doubling our purchasing power parity. We better get smart and get smart fast, or something's going on. And it's really funny to watch Twitter. Twitter is such a Democrat bunch of tools, right? But there was a funny thing I have to mention today. There was this thing, women posting their I guess their lives. I don't know if it means their losses or their lives, but it's stuff where they run up against reality, and oh my God, it's so hilarious, the stuff that happens to these women. And this is not misogynist or anything like that. I love women, especially Latinas, sexy women. Those Italian women that have it going on, and the small subset of American women that have that going on. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm in Massachusetts, right? So these are all just nerdo beta girl combies here, right? But in LA, we have a lot more kind of cool, chill, much better looking smart chicks. So anyway, I'm gonna have to do another post on that. That is too much fun, too much comedy. Anyway, I think this lady should be let go scot-free. In fact, she'd probably be given Educator of the Award, because she probably gave this young boy more education than he had anywhere else. And she should divorce her husband. And then when that boy becomes 18 or whatever is acceptable by society, marry him officially. That'd be awesome.